everybody, and welcome to A Stylish Life. My name is Shakayla Diamond. Before we get into the video, if you like all things fashion, travel, business, and just overall lifestyle, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But today's video is going to be all about my favorite fashion houses. So let's get into it. If you don't know, I'm a fashion girl to the core, from the womb to the tomb, okay? I love fashion and everything about it. I'm not really like a trends girl. I'm like a person who is like, any fashion question you got, you could ask me. Whether it's how to pronounce a house's name, what this brand is, what type of stuff do they make, like, I'm the girl who can just see a box and know what brand that is, okay? So I just want to preface with that before we get into this video. But today's video is going to be about my favorite fashion houses, and I got about 10 of them that I'm going to mention to you guys today. But like I said, they're not going to be your trendy little pieces and stuff like that. These are the girls who really paved the way, who are the blueprint, who have continued over decades to give us pieces after pieces after pieces and have continued to eat the girls up, okay? So my number one, Schiaparelli, okay? Schiaparelli eats it up, and Daniel Roseberry, the creative director, he needs endless awards. I think he just got awarded at the CFDA Awards, but he needs endless awards. To be an American designer and go and be a creative director of a French company and to do it so effortlessly, collection after collection after collection, it's crazy. That just shows the talent that you have, the skill set that you have, the knowledge that you have of this craft, because it is not easy to, one, come up with creative and new ideas that nobody else is doing, but to also have your craftsmanship on every single piece be like it's a one of one. That is pure talent, and Schiaparelli does it, okay? If you don't know, the history of Schiaparelli goes way back to Chanel and Schiaparelli feuding way back in the day, okay? So Schiaparelli been around, but right now, over the past maybe like 2 years, they have been very trendy, but I love them down. Daniel does the job every single time. When you see their pieces, you know who they are. And I love a brand who doesn't make the same thing over and over again, but they have like a staple. They have something that they are known for, and Schiaparelli is known for their details. They're known for all of the gold, intricate details, using the eyes and the nose and different stuff like that for earrings, and just being just over the top and extravagant. And I love that. That's right up my alley. I actually did a shoot with a client inspired by Schiaparelli. That's how much I love them. But next up is going to be, this list honestly is not in order. Schiaparelli is my number one, but it's not in order, okay? Just to preface. But next is Chanel. Chanel is that girl, has always been that girl, and will always be that girl. Yes, we know that them prices increase every season basically, but I'm still here for it. I must say, I'm still here for it. I would buy secondhand bags, Chanel, but I do want that experience of going to the store, getting my champagne, and buying my bag, okay? I'm gonna do that at least one time. But Chanel is that girl, from the bags to the clothes, the Karl Lagerfeld era that lasted for what, like 20 years? Ate it up. Like I said, a good brand doesn't make the same thing over and over, but they have something that they are known for. Chanel is known for their tweed material and their tweed like blazers, outfits, different stuff like that. They are known for tweed, okay, in the quilted bag. I didn't even realize I got on a little tweed something right now, but they are known for tweed, but they have like their resume and portfolio of the pieces that they have made just extends so far. And I love the vintage Chanel era because I felt like they had so much fun with everything, even down to the fashion shows. And also, just to say, the houses that are on this list, they don't only eat up the collections, but the fashion shows eat and have always eaten, okay? The creativity out of this world. So do some research on the vintage Chanel shows and you will get exactly what I'm talking about. But everything about Chanel eats. Nowadays, you know, I don't really know what's going on. But Karl Lagerfeld's era, they got it, and it goes down in history for the rest of our lives and beyond. Okay, you can't mention fashion without mentioning Chanel, period. Next is Christian Dior. Christian Dior, I feel like, has their lane on lock. They've always been known for creating amazing gowns and knowing a woman's shape and knowing just how to be elegant and fashionable at the same time, as well as having amazing craftsmanship. For Christian Dior to be a man and make women's wear and to do it so perfect and so effortlessly, not many people have been able to do that. And he is one of those people who has. And they eat up the fragrances. Like, I love Dior. Okay, period. The Lady Dior bag is so classic and eats everything up. The saddle bag, not many pieces can reimagine themselves to come back generations later. The saddle bag was popular in the early 2000s, and now it has reimagined itself over the past couple of years. So love Dior down. Next, this is more of a if you know, you know. If you're a real fashion girl, you know who this is. But Dries Van Noten, that is, I don't even have words. Okay, his pieces are just remarkable. They're so unique. They're so just different, and that's what I love about it. I love a brand that is so unique that not everybody gets it, because those are the pieces that really hit. Those are the pieces that really are the fashion staples. Everybody doesn't understand it because fashion is not something that everybody understands. And I love Dries. Can't wait to be able to spend all my coins on Dries. Dries makes bomb boots. Okay, bomb footwear. I'm gonna insert pictures, of course, but Dries makes bomb footwear and used to do amazing shows. Like, I hate that, you know, he has retired and we no longer have him to give us the fashions that the girls really deserve, but he has a special place in my heart. Next is Mugler. Since like the 90s, Mugler has had the game on lock. They have sex appeal on lock. Sex appeal, but craftsmanship and fashion, we don't know many people who can do that. Laquan Smith is somebody who can do that present day. But Mugler, I really don't have words, because the corsets, they are really like the creators of corsets. The corsets are just chef's kiss. I can't wait to get my hands on some. Their vintage pieces are just honestly to die over. Like, if you're a fashion girl like me, you look into the history, you watch the documentaries of how things were originated, you hawk the past collections, and that's something that I do. And Mugler is somebody that will never leave my mind. They hold a really special place in my heart. Like I said, they know how to meet sexy with craftsmanship, creativity, and just overall fashion, and not everybody can do that. They used to have some of the best fashion shows there was. Like, it wasn't just the models walking down the runway. They have some of the most historic runway moments that are out there. Like, Mugler, love it. Even to this day, they have modernized themselves to still be popular and still be able to sell to the masses. But their pieces are really just fire. They own sex appeal, flat out. Next would be Balmain. Now, Olivier definitely holds a special place in my heart. He has, to be so young, I think he's like in his 30s, probably going on 40 at this point. But every collection, every single collection is remarkable. Every single collection. Even when they chose to do the H&M collab, those pieces were still amazing. Even though they were like affordable fast fashion, it still gave that high fashion look, and every piece that they have is going to make its way into history. It already has. Their blazers are a staple. Everything that they have is, I love it. They even have streetwear on lock too. We seen the people with the jeans and the Balmain the Balmain t-shirts. Like, Olivier has it. He has it. Everybody I mentioned on this list, they have it. And there are so many different brands, so many different houses out there, but these people that I'm mentioning today, right now in this video, they have it. And it could never be taken from them, because this is in them and on them. They didn't learn this from anybody else. This is craftsmanship that came from the heart that only God could give them. But Balmain, get into it. Next up is Robert One. Robert One, every collection is amazing. It's very theatrical. It's very creative. It's very out of the ordinary, but it doesn't take away from the pieces. Every piece tells a story. Every piece is well done. The shows are, I would love to attend. Robert One has it for sure. Next is Maison Margiela. Now, I know everybody knows about the recent runway show with John Galliano. That collection was everything that we needed. I feel like Maison Margiela and John Galliano was a collaboration that we never knew that we deserved. And it was everything we needed. Like, from beginning to end, the looks, the makeup, the theatrics, the way the show was run, the concept behind it, it was amazing. I feel like Maison Margiela is another out of the ordinary brand that doesn't follow trends. They don't do what everyone else expects them to do, but it doesn't look like they were trying to be different. I feel like a lot of time when someone is trying to be different, you can tell. With Maison Margiela, it looks effortless, and I'm here for it. They even have streetwear on lock. Like I said about Balmain, they have the streetwear on lock. They have runway on lock. Everything about Maison Margiela definitely goes down in fashion history. Next would be Hermes. Now, I've been a Birkin fan since probably like high school, and I can't wait to the day that I get mine. But Birkins, I don't care what nobody say, that is a bag that I commend them for being able to do something like that. To have a bag that continuously sells decade after decade, that is not something that everyone can do. Regardless of what the masses feel about it, they have a very specific clientele that is always going to shop with them. So they're not really worried about what everybody else has to say. The Birkins in the Himalayan croc, in the ostrich feather, the regular croc, like the way that those bags are somebody's salary for a year and people will still spend their money on them. They still go for, 10 times the price down the line. You can literally buy that bag and resell it for way more years later. Like, certain pieces are truly investments. Even though it's a fashion piece, those pieces will sell. There is a market for this. There are people who literally sit up just to resell pieces that are rare or vintage. Like, there are 1980s Birkin bags still on the market right now that people are purchasing. Who else do you know could really do stuff like that? Chanel, of course. That's why they're on this list too. But Hermes has it, and I don't care what anybody has to say. They are kind of like Dior in the sense of where their audience is that classic girl, that rich lifestyle. Like, everybody is not just going to shop at Hermes. Everybody can't even get a Birkin. You can't go in the store and say, oh, I want to have a Birkin. That is a quota bag that you have to build a relationship with your sales associate. Buy enough pieces to even qualify to get a Birkin. To me, that is amazing. Like, I love that. It's like a elite society, and only the most important people can get in, and I live for that. Next is Alexander McQueen. That is a fashion hero that we lost way too soon, and every time he would do a show, it was remarkable. All of his vintage pieces, that's why they're still reselling for so much money, because it's like what he did was unheard of. The way he was so creative and continued to bring out different forms of his creativity, everybody cannot do that. And he was so young and so talented. And I still feel like the pieces to this day, the boots, I'm a boot girl and the boots eat. But the clothes, especially back in the 90s, I wish I was there to be able to live during those times, because the videos I've seen of the shows, like, I feel like you only could really grasp it if you were there. But even seeing it through the camera, like, it's it. You have to watch the documentary. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, but Watch the Alexander McQueen documentary to really learn who he really was, the weight he really held at that time, and go take a look at some of his vintage pieces. I'm sure they're on The Real Real and all of the other vintage resale sites, but if only I could get my hands on them. Like, they're literally fashion girl heaven. Next would be Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is a brand that has been around for a very long time, but they still never cease to amaze me. The original Louis Vuitton trunks, the Louis Vuitton coats. I just saw a coat, a vintage Louis Vuitton coat that was like $50,000. And I could see why somebody would pay for it, because I would. Like, the craftsmanship is something that you can't get over. Those are pieces that you can literally pass down for generations. That's why those Louis Vuitton trunks stay in people's families for generations, because those are pieces that really have real leather material, real gold. Like, I can't get over it. Even the Pharrell era of Louis Vuitton, the Virgil Abloh era of Louis Vuitton, like, what they do, they have that on lock. And I feel like they have not run out of ways to reinvent themselves. The Louis Vuitton fur fanny pack, the Speedy bag, people still want that. The mirrored Speedy bag, that whole Marc Jacobs era of Louis Vuitton. Like, come on, be serious. And last but not least is another household brand that has been around for a very long time and I still can't get enough. Yves Saint Laurent. That is a classic brand that does class very well. It's like in the level of Tom Ford. It's sexy, but it's professional, it's classic, and they have different arenas of their house, and every arena of that house is amazing. From the shoes, to the clothes, to the coats, like the fragrances, beauty. Yves Saint Laurent is something that I cannot see going anywhere, and I still can't bring myself to call it Saint Laurent. It's Yves Saint Laurent, period. And it has been that since the beginning. So many of these brands that I have mentioned had came out in what, the 1800s, early 1900s, and they're still here. Not everybody can do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't know about these brands and the longevity of them, do your research and see these pieces for yourselves. Half of these brands have their own documentary. Half these designers have their own documentary. So go do your research. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you love all things fashion, business, travel, and lifestyle, subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.